Hello and welcome to the Jimmy V Show. I'm Justin.
And I'm Timmy V.
And welcome to our show.
Yes.
This is our third segment of the show, so if you haven't seen the first two, you can go ahead and type in on YouTube in quotation marks, the Jimmy V Show, and you can watch our episodes. Our camera's going to be sliding. We're having a little technical difficulty tonight, so if you see us adjust, that's why. But welcome to the show. We always have 4 segments of every show. We have the kudos, and then we have the
For shame.
And then the
pay your respect and
what the? Or say what? Just to give you an idea, kudos is where we pat someone on the back. For shame, it speaks for itself. Timmy, tell them about the last two.
Pay your respect is pretty much giving the people who died in the past week or weeks a little, hey, we recognize you and thanks for doing us some good in the world. We're sorry that you're gone. And what the is pretty much shaking our heads at the people that do some crazy things and some crazy things that happen in the world.
Shaking our heads is right. Timmy, start us off with our first kudos.
Alright, this is the first and only kudos. The pickings were slim this week.
Very slim. FYI, it is November 9th, 2011 at 8:26 p.m. Just so you know what week we're referring to when we give you these the news.
Note it, people. Alright, we're going to talk about a fire rescue team, delivering a baby in a firehouse. What the heck?
That was also a polling place.
Different from the polling place.
No, the firehouse was actually a polling place at the time when this woman and her husband came in to give birth, and they stopped at a firehouse and asked if there was any firemen there, and they said no because it was being used as a polling place up there for people to get their votes in for the local elections.
Okay, I got it from here. So, pretty much.
But luckily, who had just filled out their ballot and was right around the corner?
The fire chief. And
woo! Fire chief!
He was actually voting for himself.
Yes.
So they were like, hey, we got a lady over here that needs a baby delivered.
Baby delivered? Go to the firehouse in Melrose, Minnesota.
So, one of the ladies actually delivered the baby, head in the hand, put the baby on the belly, let the father cut the umbilical cord. Bam. True life heroes. Not only do they save people from fires, they deliver babies.
Yep, the woman was an EMT and the fire chief himself, the two of them, knew what to do, came in and delivered a baby. It's better than a drive-thru at McDonald's.
Yep. Better than a drive-thru at McDonald's.
Woo! Woohoo! Now it is time
for shame.
First thing we're going to talk about in our for shame is going to be, and Timmy, tell us about this funny for shame story.
Goodness gracious. Alright, in case you didn't know, turkeys are running people out of their house and home in Staten Island, New York. Apparently, I think it was a mental institution or something, they let 9 wild turkeys go, and the wild turkeys have been mating ever since. So
they've been mating, and now there's like 50 of those bad boys.
They're going all, like, I don't know how good the reporting was, but parents weren't letting their children go out in the yards. So, yeah, they were just dropping things on the lawn.
They were dropping things, if you get our drift, on the lawns.
And, so they're a pretty big nuisance, and the people in Staten Island, New York are saying, when's Thanksgiving coming? Because we want to get these.
We want to hunt some turkeys, because there's 50 of them. They're blocking traffic. School buses have to stop for them.
They're like cows. Like, you beep, and they don't even move out of the way. They're like, what?
Where Timmy and I are from, we're used to that.
Yep. And Benjamin Franklin, he wanted to make they're like, Benjamin Franklin wanted to make us a nation where you are not going to tell us what to do. We'll stand here all day if we want to. School bus, you're not getting those kids to school on time.
Thanks a lot, Benjamin Franklin, for nothing, except for inventing the light bulb.
No.
Thomas Edison?
Yes.
Electricity. Thank you, Ben Franklin, for your rod.
Alright, we're going to go from that to pay your respect. The first one, Justin's going to let you know about.
If those of you watch 60 Minutes as much as Timmy and I do, you're not probably going to know this man. But he is a very famous, meaningful person to the show 60 Minutes. Andy Rooney passed away. When was it?
It was Friday in New York. He passed away at the age of 92. He did his little, 5-minute segment at the end of 60 Minutes every week, doing his funny, insightful essays on the rather mundane things of the world. So, thank you, Andy Rooney, for your many years of service.
And doing what we're doing right now. If Andy Rooney were here as a teenager right now, he'd be watching this and he'd want to get on here and do a segment to get his start.
He sure would. Alright, we're going on to the next Pay Your Respect. And you guys definitely know this guy. His name is Smokin' Joe, nickname. His real name's
Joe Frazier.
Man, he died at the age of 67. 1 month prior to his death, he was made known. It was made known to him that he had liver cancer. So, man, the family let out a statement the day of his death, letting everybody know that he had passed away. One of the iconic fighters of modern day boxing. So our hats go off to you, Joe Frazier. You are awesome.
You are the man, Joe. And following that is a very sad story of a 3-year-old girl who was killed by a falling television. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second child in 10 days to be killed by a falling TV. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit odd. Didn't know TVs really fell all that often and killed children. Well, between 2000 and 2010, 169 children were killed by falling TVs. This one was a little girl, and she was playing with her she was 3 years old, playing with her 5-year-old brother. She bumped into the TV that was on a stand, and the TV fell over off the stand, fell on her, and she suffered from a severe head trauma, was pronounced dead at the Children's Hospital. So our prayers and thoughts go out to her family and friends, everyone who's affected by it. And Timmy and I really couldn't believe it. It's like, as far as parents go, just be safe with your placement of your television and your kids that are going to be playing around that.
Don't fall asleep while they're playing. Just be, especially around the holidays, it's getting closer. So the last thing you want marring your memories of holidays past is losing a loved one because of neglect. And most of the time it's an accident, but it never hurts to be safe. So
be safe, people. Be safe. Timmy, we will now move into the what the section. One of my personal favorites. Timmy, kick us off and tell us a little bit about something that happened down by Orlando in a little city called Longwood.
Alright, well, this guy looked out in his backyard and he sees a big old bear standing out there. Black bear, to be more precise. He stood about 7 feet tall. He was reaching up, getting berries whenever the guy discovered him. He was going after a tasty treat, I guess, left in the bird feeders. And
there was a treat, all right.
Eventually, the guy ran him off by saying, "It's time for you to get out of here, bear. Go on." And the bear followed suit, walked right out the gate, and
the man kept following him.
Yeah, it's like, you got some cojones there, bro.
Some big ones. Scott Davis, be real, please.
Woo! But, alright, now we'll let Justin tell you about some weird happenings. Where is this?
Kansas City, ladies and gentlemen. Kansas City, I always thought it was a very normal place to be, but apparently it's overrun with not turkeys, but coyotes. Staten Island, beware. It starts with the Turks and ends with the coyotes. So, anyway.
Coyotes.
Yeah, the coyotes. There were some coyotes being reported in many backyards in Kansas City, and a man went to City Hall and said, "Enough is enough. We need to be able to hunt these suckers down with bows," because apparently you don't want to be using guns out in a public place, but bow and arrows, those are perfectly fine. So the commissioner at the city hall said,
Come get some.
Come get some. It's going on the urban deer list. Not only can you hunt urban deer within city limits, but coyotes too. Those suckers are hard to trap.
Yep. And they also, they eat little rodents. They're very
malicious.
Nice word, dude.
Yes. Malicious. Add it to your vocabulary. Malicious meets ambitious.
Is that a real word? I like it nonetheless.
Yes.
All right, now it's time for our rapid fire.
The rapid fire round,
section.
where we are going to go and tell you the rapid fires, and then we are going to come back here and give you the flavor of the week. So let's go, Timmy. Let's follow Timmy away, away.
Don't trip on the cord.
Don't trip on the cord, my people. All right. Now let's get this set up so that it can see us all, or CSX. We'll get down low for you people. Timmy, let's tell them what's going on in the Northeast.
Injured Marine gets new leg.
Turkeys overrun community, which we told you about.
Baby delivered at polling place. We also told you about that.
Child left unattended on the bus.
Goalie has muscular dystrophy.
DWS plans march from New York to D.C.
Fuel tanker explodes.
Body found at Occupy NOLA site.
That's in the South. Men jailed in Mexico worth $950,000.
With, not worth. Home explosion injures 6.
Bear wanders through yard. We told you about that.
No receipt turns into $200,000.
Severe storms don't stop voters.
Former mayor helps Spielberg film.
In the Midwest, sports DNA test for children.
Falling TV kills girl 3.
Deer crashes into Goodwill.
NASA parts sit in a warehouse.
Man escapes falling water tower. Whoa.
Dogs trained for sewer issues. Yes.
City proposes coyote hunt. We told you about that.
In the West, attack victim meets hero.
Tanker fire kills driver.
Lion found wandering in the zoo. Why was he at the zoo?
Why was he wandering?
Why is he a lion?
Furniture causes deadly accident.
$434 million in unemployment errors.
Occupy Denver elects dog leader.
Vet dies waiting for benefits.
CNNmoney.com. Italy too big to bail.
Stocks get hammered by Italy fears.
Jefferson County, Alabama votes for.
Italy will adopt austerity mess.
Solid Cisco earnings suggest co.
Postal Service deals clear Senna.
U.S. to investigate China for solar dumping.
Paterno statement on retirement dumping.
Criminal charges against Paterno.
Blame NBA owners if season is done.
Are running backs worth big money?
Pacquiao and Marquez face off.
Surprising twist for Tebow and Broncos.
And will another star leave New York?
Yes, it will.
Find out next week on
The Jimmy V Show.
It is now time for our flavor of the week.
Flavor of the week.
Flavor, sweet baby Ray's meets candles from Target. And now, the flavor of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is France Amérique, the best French magazine to read if you're living in America. Timmy, tell them about it.
I know nothing about this magazine except it's a magazine for American people that speak French.
That speak French, le français, monsieur. And you might be asking, what benefit does it have for me? Well, it is sponsored by
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, where the Diamondback ribs meet the greatest tortilla in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, you've had it and you've gotten it. Join us next week on the
Jimmy V Show,
where we will tell you the kudos, the